Hello. Okay, I've decided to do another cooking video. Yay! This one I've decided to do because when I first started sort of looking at budget cooking and cooking good meals cheaply, when I had it with the kids, the one thing people used to always say was, "Oh, you should make your own bread." The issue I had with this was that every time I tried to make my own bread, it resembled sort of small pastry covered rocks. It was just atrocious. I just can't do it. Okay, it doesn't work. And it's all the far on with it is that you have to leave it to raise and then knock it down and raise it, and it's just the far on. And no, okay, just no, don't have time for it. However, I've been looking at a couple of things online, recipe ideas, and I kept coming across these recipes for sort of cheat naan breads. And we do eat a lot of curries and stuff, so I thought, wonder if they work, or I wonder if they're just going to be like floury, crispy horribleness. Proper naan breads are a lot like making bread. There's a lot of stuff goes into them. They are sort of yeast based, and then live yogurt in, and you do the whole raising and knocking back thing. What I'm going to do is not like that. This is the ultimate cheat version of a naan bread. If you can't make these, just give up on baking altogether. They're the easiest thing to make in the world, and they actually taste quite nice. We made them last night on a trial run, so I'm going to make some more now. The other good thing about this is it has really few ingredients, so they're really cheap to make. I haven't even costed this one out because it is going to be like pennies. It's going to be the batch I'm making make about 6 sort of mini ones, about this big. Yeah, it must cost about 20p if that in ingredients. So first thing you need is flour, bog standard, whatever you want, self-raising flour. If you want to get the wholemeal one and things like that, cool, do that, but anything you want. Alongside that, I know it's self-raising, but just to make sure these things puff up, you also need some baking powder. We need some, I'm using olive oil, you can use sunflower oil, you can melt butter if you want to. It probably tastes really good actually. But yeah, oil of some description. I say I would probably stick with olive oil. Sunflower oil is probably the best, to be fair. Also, salt and pepper. And that's kind of what you really need. The way I'm doing them to give them a little bit more sort of flavour, and you can totally play around with this, as you can add like garlic and herbs and things like that. I've got some mustard seeds and onion seeds, and a little bit of powdered cumin to add in as well, just because adds the extra flavour, so that makes them a bit more interesting. Okay, that's all your ingredients. Okay, big bowl. You don't need many utensils for this. Big bowl is one of them. The other is a heavy based frying pan. It doesn't have to be like one of these fantastic copper bottomed, really expensive things, but just something that's got a bit of weight to it, because really thin ones tend to, the heat on them goes up and down too much. You want something with a decent bottom on it. And that's it, and a flippy thing. That's pretty much it. Okay, this thing into the bowl is a mug. This, my fantastic weighing system. A mug of flour. In. I'm using a knife to make sure it is all out the bottom of my mug. Okay. Then what you want is half a rounded teaspoon-ish of baking powder. So I'm going to go for about that much. Yeah. Just baking powder is on it by carb soda. Don't mix them up. Also into there, I'm going to put the optional things. This would be the time you would add any sort of dry ingredients you're using the favourite with. So I'm just going to put in the seeds that I'm flavouring it with, and a little bit of ground cumin. I'm just doing a teaspoon of each, but just kind of whatever you want, really. It's not crucial. Ideally, as well, if you weren't lazy like I am, you would actually sift these together and not just chuck them in the bowl. But you know, give them a quick. If you're also being lazy like me, give them a quick stir up. and it'll be fine. Right. This part salt and pepper as well. I nearly forgot. This is just a taste how much you like in stuff. Okay, I'll give that a bit of a shuffle around. Right. Into there, we're adding about a tablespoon of oil. Not a huge amount, but about a tablespoon. What will happen is it will start to look as if you've got sort of crumbs forming in it where the oil stuck to certain bits. It's fine. Just mix it around, sort of cut it up. So it sort of looks like bread crumb bits. It's fine. Sure about that? Cool. And the next thing we add, I have a feeling I left this out of the ingredients at the beginning, but never mind, we'll just pretend I didn't. Milk! All you're doing is adding enough to get it to stick together and basically turn it into a dough. Not a huge amount, but probably a couple of tablespoons-ish. But yeah, just do it by eye until it looks right, basically, until it comes together. And just keep working it. If it goes a bit sticky, you can add a little bit more flour in, and just keep working it until you have a dough. Okay, the next important point is once we've got the dough and I've divided it up into 6 little sections. There we go. Next thing we need to do is put on the frying pan. And it needs to be quite hot. We're looking at sort of not screaming hot, but between medium and the high setting. You have about halfway there, yeah? We put a little bit of olive oil into the pan. Not a huge amount, just enough to coat the bottom. Okay, we're going to let that get to temperature. And what I'm going to do is make our first little bread. You just want to sprinkle a little bit of flour. And then we're going to take one of our sections and squish it into a little round ball. Now I'm just going to pop it on the surface. I've seen people do these with rolling pins. I don't know why. I think they look better when they're just a little bit sort of freehand and just squish them. Now you want these to be thin. So thin pie crust. Thin. That helps. Show you like that. Not thin. Yeah. Quite thinky. Okay, I've now squished out all of my little bread. This pan and the oil in it is very hot, which you can test if you drop a little bit of flour in it. They start to sizzle. And from here it is really easy. Basically, you just get your little thin bread and you pop it in, and this should take about 30 seconds, no more. It will start to puff up and get a bit thicker when it's in the pan. Not a huge amount, I mean they're not going to turn into Yorkshire puddings or anything, but you know, you certainly get that height on it. I say these need to be left in for about a minute, 30 seconds to a minute either side, depending on how hot you've got it. Just keep an eye on it and see where they get to. See the bubbles starting to get in it. You want them to be sort of just brown, to get some little brown speckles on sort of each side. This side possibly needs flipping back over again. That one's a bit better. Got a slight browning on it. Just give the other side a few more minutes, a few more seconds rather, and then have a plate on standby to pop them all on. And just continue with the rest of them like that. Like that. Mini homemade naan breads. That aren't really naan breads. They look and taste like naan breads, so that's what we're going to call them. Very easy. I don't know what I'm going to do for the next one. Send me ideas. Nothing complicated or difficult. Can't do that. Cheap recipes that are very easy. Bye.